Great. So welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me. I invite you to, if you have any blocks or props that you think you might want to use, go ahead and have those ready. And then allow yourself to just find a comfortable cross-legged seat. Let the eyes close. Shrug the shoulders up and back just a few times here, starting to find a little more space and a little more release through the chest and the shoulders. Beginning to drop into stillness. And just noticing here where you are physically connected to the ground or the props beneath you. Noticing where you physically feel the breath within the torso. Beginning to draw your awareness to the breath. Try not to get too wrapped up in any thoughts. Just let them come and go. Keep guiding yourself back to the breath. I want to share a quote with you that has really resonated with me this week. And this quote says, "How do you hold joy and patience, particularly when things fall apart?" How do you hold joy and patience, particularly when things fall apart? I invite you to explore that in your practice today, right? What happens on the mat is really a metaphor for what happens off the mat. How we respond to a moment where things fall apart on our mat, where maybe we lose our balance, or we lose connection with the breath, or we just can't do a pose. How we respond in those moments within our practice is the same way we respond off our mat in real life when things kind of fall apart or when things don't go as planned. So I invite you within your practice today, just see if you can discover and cultivate a little bit of joy and patience for yourself. Notice in moments where it's maybe particularly hard to stay patient with yourself or with your experience. Notice those moments where it's maybe hard to cultivate joy. Also really tune into the moments where the patience and the joy just kind of flood in naturally, and noticing what's going on for yourself in those moments as well. Bringing the hands into prayer at the heart center, lightly lifting the heart up toward the thumbs, opening 3 ohms together. Breathing in the vibrations of Om. Letting everything else go. Allowing the eyes to float open. Coming onto your hands and knees, stacking the shoulders right over the wrists, hips directly over the knees, spreading the fingers nice and wide. We're just beginning to move through some cat and cow here as you inhale, tuck the toes under, lift the gaze, tip the tailbone up. Exhaling for cat, untuck the toes, rounding chin to chest, navel to spine. Inhaling for cow, tucking the toes under, really opening across the collarbones. Exhaling for cat, pressing into the tops of the feet and all 10 fingers. Inhaling for cow, driving the sit bones up toward the ceiling. Exhaling for cat, draw navel to spine, chin to chest. Taking one more round here, inhaling for cow. And exhaling for cat, keep rounding and press yourself back to child's pose. Big toes touch, knees are just as wide as they need to be here. And it might feel nice to sway the hips a little bit. Maybe you circle the forehead on the mat. Just see what feels good in your body right here, right now. And then gradually begin to find stillness if you're not there already. Take a slow, deep breath in, filling the low back, the mid back, and the upper back. As you exhale, try to soften through the face, the shoulders, the hip creases. Taking one more slow, deep breath in here, taking this moment to ground down and letting all the breath go. You're going to walk your hands diagonally to the left, feeling that right sit bone continue to anchor down. And then bend your right elbow, make a fist with that right hand. So right elbow's on the ground, right fist is pointing to the ceiling. Stack your left hand on top of that right hand, sort of like a baseball and catcher's mitt. And then start to spiral your gaze up toward that left elbow. The head is outside of the arms. You have full control over how much you twist here based on how actively you press down with that left hand. And let that go, coming back to child's pose, reaching the arms straight forward, dropping those sit bones back and down, and then walking the hands diagonally to the right. Pausing for a moment, feeling the length through that whole left side waist. And you're gonna bend that left elbow, make a fist with the left hand, stacking the right hand on top of that left fist. So right elbow points straight up, left elbows down. Start to spiral the gaze up past that right elbow. And again, you have full control over how much or how little you twist here. And let that go, coming back to child's pose, reaching the arms long in front of you, feeling the sit bones drop heavily back and down. And coming on to the hands and knees, lengthening the right leg long behind you, left foot meets it in plank pose, top of a push-up. Just pause here for a moment, finding your breath, finding your strength. Press yourself back to your downward dog as you exhale, beginning to pedal through the feet here, sending one heel closer to the ground and then the other. And then bend that left knee, drop the right heel down, spiral your torso toward that bent knee, looking under the left arm. And then switch, bending that right knee, drop the left heel down, spiral the chest and the torso toward that bent knee, looking under the right arm. And come back through center, lift up high onto the balls of both feet. As you bend your knees, press your chest toward your thighs, getting a little bit longer through both sides of the waist. And then straighten the legs, dropping the heels just as close to the ground as they'll come in this moment. Beginning to move with the breath as you inhale, come forward to plank pose, top of a push-up. Downward dog as you exhale, gazing between the big toes. Inhaling forward to planks, shoulders stack right over the wrists. Downward dog as you exhale, drawing navel towards spine. Inhaling forward to plank. Pause here as you exhale. Take one more breath in. And then lower the knees, the chest and the chin, elbows point straight back. Baby cobra, scoop the heart forward and up as you point the toes back. Downward dog as you exhale, reaching the sit bones up and back as the heels drop down toward the mat. Inhale your right leg up toward the ceiling, three-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee, start to circle the ankle in one direction. Reverse your ankle circles. Then lengthen that right leg long, square the hips off, knee to the nose, get the shoulders right over your wrists. Three-legged dog, reaching long through that right leg. Step the right foot between the thumbs. Pause here, take a deep breath in. Stay as you exhale. Take one more breath in. This time as you exhale, lower that left knee down, untuck the toes, sweep the arms up to frame your face, Anjaneyasana. Inhale, shrug the shoulders all the way up to the ears. Exhale, drop the shoulders. Lowering the hands down to the mat, tuck those left toes under, lift the left knee and thigh, stepping to plank pose, feel the heels lengthen back as the crown of the head reaches forward. Take one more breath in, and lower the knees, the chest and the chin. Baby cobra, scoop the heart forward and up, downward dog as you exhale, relaxing through the jaw, relaxing through the toes. Inhaling the left leg up, three-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee. Start to circle that left ankle in one direction. And reverse the ankle circles. Lengthening the left leg long, square the hips off, knee to the nose, getting the shoulders right over your wrists. Three-legged dog. Step the foot between the thumbs. Pause here, left knee is directly over the left ankle. Taking one more breath in, maybe getting a little bit longer through the spine. And then as you exhale, lower that right knee down, untuck the toes, sweeping the arms up to frame your face, lifting the heart, lifting the gaze. Inhale, shrug those shoulders all the way up to the ears. Exhale, drop the shoulders. Lowering the hands down to the mat, tuck the right toes under, lift that right knee and thigh, stepping to plank pose. Deep breath in, stay open across the collarbones. Lowering knees, chest, chin as you exhale. Baby cobra, scooping the heart forward and up. Downward dog as you exhale. Really pull up through the front of the thighs, shifting a little more weight into the legs so that you're not just dropping into the shoulders or wrists here. Reconnect with the breath, bringing the awareness to the breath. And then very slowly start to walk your feet up to the top edge of the mat. There's absolutely no rush to arrive. You're at the very top of the mat, softening the knees. Let the weight spill forward in the feet. Let the head drop heavy. Shake the head yes. Shake the head no. Shake the head maybe. And you're going to tent up the right fingertips in front of your toes. Bend the right knee. Straighten the left leg as much as you can. Reaching that left arm up toward the ceiling. Maybe starting to look up toward your left thumb. And bring that left hand down. Bend the left knee, tent up those left fingertips in front of the big toes. Right leg is as straight as you can get it. Start to spiral open to the right, reaching the right arm up toward the ceiling. Make sure you can see your thumb in your peripheral vision. And then lower that right hand down, releasing over the legs. Both knees bend just a little bit. Head is nice and heavy. Slowly start to roll up one vertebra at a time. Head is the very last thing to arrive. And when you've arrived, absolutely no rush. You'll shrug the shoulders up and back a few times. Just let yourself find stillness, standing tall in Tadasana, mountain pose. Fingertips reach straight down, palms spiral forward. Dropping your chin to your chest, circle the right ear to the right shoulder. Pause here, breathing into the left side of the neck and the top of that left shoulder. And bring your chin back to your chest, circling the left ear to the left shoulder. Just pause here. Make sure it was just the head that tipped over to the left and the torso didn't come with you. And then bring your chin to your chest, bring the hands into prayer at the heart center. Finding moments of patience and joy within your practice. As you inhale, lift your heart up toward your thumbs. Exhale, lift your chin away from your chest. As you inhale, reach your prayer up toward the ceiling. Interlace the fingers, split the palms up. Reach up and over to the right side. Try to keep both shoulders square to the front of the mat. Come back up through center, reaching up and over to the left, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Come back up through center, really press the palms up, look up. Draw your prayer through the midline, folding forward over the legs. Inhaling to a flat back, reaching the tailbone back, crown of the head lengthens forward. Step your right foot back to your low lunge. Deep breath in here. Downward dog as you exhale. Inhaling forward to plank, slowly lower straight down to the mat. One solid piece meets the ground. Baby cobra, scoop the heart forward and up. Lower the forehead back down to the mat. Tuck those toes under, press up to plank. Downward dog as you exhale. Take a deep breath in here. And let all the breath go. Inhaling the left leg up, three-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee. Lengthen the leg long, square the hips off. Left knee to the right upper arm bone, cross over the body. Three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the nose. Three-legged dog. Left knee to the left upper arm bone. Pause here, hovering for a moment, and then step the foot outside of the hand. Big toe and pinky finger next to one another. Lower the right knee down, untuck the toes. Turn those left toes out to face the left side of your mat. Bringing the left hand to the inner left thigh. Gently press the thigh open as you spiral the chest and shoulders open to the left. Really press the mat away with that right hand. Turn the left toes back forward. Bring that left hand back down to the mat. Tuck your right toes under. Lift the right knee and thigh. Shifting the weight into the arms. Bend that left knee. Try to kick your left seat with the left heel. Pause. Find a moment of arm balance. Yes. Press back to your three-legged dog. Open that left hip. Bending the left knee. Lengthen the leg long. Square the hips. Knee to the nose. Three-legged dog. Step the left foot between your thumbs. Reach that left arm up toward the ceiling. Low lunge twist. Reaching the left arm overhead. Circle the hand down to the mat. Feet stay right where they are as you straighten that left leg, folding forward. Keep your left leg as straight as it currently is. Bend your right knee, your back knee, get longer through the spine, gaze past your left big toe, and then spring forward. Right foot meets the left, releasing over the legs. Hook your thumbs, sweep the fingertips forward and up. Palms together, prayer to the heart center. Inhale, reach your prayer straight up, interlace the fingers, flip your palms up, reaching up and over to the left side first. Feel that right shoulder and hip spiral open. Come back up through center, reaching up and over to the right side, anchoring into the outer edge of the right foot a little bit more. Come back up through center, press the palms up but drop the shoulders down. Palms together as you draw your prayer through the midline, folding over the legs, let everything go. Inhaling to your flat back, reaching nice and long through the spine. Step your left foot back to your low lunge. Take a deep breath in here. Downward dog as you exhale. Inhaling forward to plank. Slowly lowering straight down to the mat. One solid piece meets the ground. Baby cobra, point the toes back as you reach the heart forward. Lower the forehead down to the mat. Tuck those toes under. Press up to plank. Whatever happened, happened. Downward dog as you exhale. Pausing here for a full breath. Keep lifting up through the front of the thighs, shifting weight into the legs. Reaching the right leg up, three-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee.
Lengthen the leg long, square those hips off. Right knee to the left upper arm bone, cross over the body. Three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the nose, shoulders right over your wrists. Three-legged dog. Right knee to the right upper arm bone. Pause here for a moment. We're gonna come back to the shape, right? And then step the right foot just outside of that right hand. Lowering the left knee down, untuck the toes. Turn the right toes out to face the right side of your mat. Bring the right hand to the inner right thigh. And then gently press that thigh open as you spiral open to the right. Make sure you're not collapsing in that left side. Really press the ground away with the left hand and the left leg. Turn those right toes forward. Bring the right hand back down. Tucking your left toes under, lift your left knee and thigh. Weight is even in both hands. Lift that right heel. Try to kick your right seat with the right heel. Press back to your three-legged dog. Open the hip, bend the knee. Lengthen the leg long, squaring the hips off, knee to the nose. Three-legged dog. Step that right foot between the thumbs, pressing into the left hand, reach the right arm up toward the ceiling, low lunge twist. Reach that right arm overhead, circle the hand down to the mat, feet stay where they are as you straighten your right leg, folding forward. Plug that right hip crease back and up, keeping the right leg straight, bend your left knee. Get longer through the spine, reaching the gaze in the chest past that right big toe, and then spring forward. Left foot meets the right at the top of the mat. Hook your thumbs, sweep the fingertips forward and up. Palms together, prayer to the heart center. Hook your thumbs, soften the knees, sweeping the arms all the way up and back. Circling the hands behind your back, interlace the fingers, reach your knuckles toward the ceiling, crown of the head drops down toward the mat. Release the hands, inhaling to your flat back, reaching long through the spine. Right foot steps back to your low lunge. Left foot meets it in plank pose. Slowly lower straight down to the mat, one solid piece. Baby cobra, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Lower the forehead down to the mat, tuck the toes under, press up to plank. If you're ready, lower chaturanga, otherwise knees, chest, chin. Upward dog, or you can come back to your baby cobra. Downward dog as you exhale. Inhaling the left leg up, three-legged dog. Step the foot between your thumbs. Deep breath in, get nice and long through the spine. Right foot meets the left, release over the legs. Hooking your thumbs, sweep the fingertips forward and up. Fold right back over the legs. Circle the hands behind your back. Reach the knuckles toward the ceiling as you drop the crown of the head down toward the mat. Release the hands, fingertips toward toes. Inhaling to your flat back, try to get your chest parallel to the ground. Stepping the left foot back to your low lunge. Right foot meets it in plank pose. Strong and steady, lowering all the way down to the mat, elbows point straight back. Baby cobra, lift the heart and the gaze. Lower the forehead down to the mat, tuck the toes under, press up to plank. Downward, oh, nope, chaturanga, just kidding. Upward dog and downward dog. Inhaling the right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale the foot between the thumbs. Deep breath in, getting nice and long through the spine. Left foot meets the right at the top of the mat, folding forward. Hook the thumbs, sweep the fingertips forward and up. Palms together, prayer to the heart center. Pause here. Feel the grounding of your own 2 feet. Feel the rhythm of your own breath in your own body right here, right now. Allowing yourself to simply observe moments where there's patience, moments where there's joy, moments where maybe that is lacking or challenging within your practice. Sitting into chair pose, Utkatasana. Let the weight rock back into the heels, reach the arms up, but drop the shoulders down. Come back to the breath here. Don't check out, don't zone out, don't hold the breath. One more inhale. Can you sit just a little bit lower maybe? Yes. As you exhale, release over the legs. Let everything go here. Inhaling to your flat back, reaching nice and long through the spine. Stepping the right foot back to your low lunge. Left foot meets it in plank pose, top of the push-up. Pause here. Find your breath here. Be especially mindful of the thoughts here. How do you start to respond when this is challenging or uncomfortable, or when you're just flat out done with something, right? How does the mind start to jump around and react and respond in those moments? Take one more breath in here. Slower than you think yourself capable of, lower all the way down to the mat, one solid piece. Baby cobra, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Hover the palms off the mat. Circle the hands behind your back, interlace the fingers. Reach your knuckles back, lift your thumbs away from your seat. Keep the feet grounded. Try to draw the navel up toward the spine. Keep a slight tuck to your chin so that the back of the neck stays nice and long. One more breath in, maybe you lift a little bit higher. And release down to the mat, resting the right cheek down. Big toes touch, heels wing out. If it feels good to sway the hips a little, sway the hips. And then rest the opposite cheek down, just a little passive neck stretch here. Bring the forehead down to the mat, bring the palms right under the shoulders. Tuck your toes under, press up to plank. Lowering chaturanga halfway down, upward dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take a slow, deep breath in, and let all the breath go. One more slow, deep breath in, filling the entire back body with breath. And let the breath go, softening through the face, the jaw especially. Inhaling the right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the nose, shoulders over your wrists, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the nose, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the nose, step the foot between the thumbs, rise up to your high lunge. As you inhale, straighten that right leg. Exhale, rebend the knee, twisting to the right, reaching long through both arms. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale, bend the knee, twisting to the right, shoulders stay over the hips. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, rebend the knee, twisting here, reaching long through the arms. Warrior two, spin the back heel down, cartwheel those arms open. Anchor into the back foot. Flip your front palm, peaceful warrior, reaching all the way up and back. Cartwheel your hands into a low lunge twist. Bring that left hand down, sweep the right arm back and up. Reaching the right arm overhead, circle the hand down, step to plank pose, lowering chaturanga or knees, chest, chin, upward dog or baby cobra. We're meeting back in downward dog. Deep breath in. Let all the breath go. Inhale your right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the nose, moving with the breath. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the nose. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the nose. Step the foot between your thumbs. Rise up to your high lunge. Inhale, straighten that left leg. Exhale, rebend the knee, twisting to the left. Inhale, rise up through center. Exhale, rebend the knee, twist to the left. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale, bend that left knee over the left ankle, reaching long, long, long. Warrior two, cartwheel the arms open, spin the back heel down. Relax through the tops of the shoulders. Flip your front palm, peaceful warrior, reaching all the way up and back. Cartwheel the hands into a low lunge twist. Right hand touches down as that left arm sweeps back and up, reaching the left arm overhead. Circle the hand down, step to plank pose, lowering halfway down for chaturanga. Upward dog, keep the thighs and the knees hovering off the mat. Downward dog as you exhale. Deep breath in. And let all the breath go. Lift up high onto the balls of your feet. Bend your knees, gaze forward. Either walk or hop to the top of your mat. Flat back when you've arrived, reaching nice and long through the spine. And release over the legs. Let everything go for a moment. Hook those thumbs, sweep the fingertips forward and up. Find a little bit of a baby back bend. Palms together, prayer to the heart center. Deep breath in. Let all the breath go. Sitting into chair pose, Utkatasana. Fold over the legs, Uttanasana. Circle the hands behind your back. Interlace the fingers, reach your knuckles toward the ceiling. Crown of the head drops down toward the mat. Keep the hands interlaced as you sit those hips back and down. Lift your torso away from the thighs. And then you're gonna drop the right shoulder toward the left knee as you spiral the gaze up past that left shoulder if you can. Come back through center. Dropping the left shoulder toward the right knee. Make sure that left knee isn't jutting forward. Plug that left hip back. Come back through center. And release over the legs. Release the hands, fingertips reach toward the toes. Inhaling to your flat back, reaching nice and long through the spine. Stepping the left foot back to your low lunge. Right foot meets it in plank pose. Pause here. Find your breath, maybe close the eyes. Keep the gaze past the top edge of the mat if the eyes are open or closed, right? That internal gaze. Take one more breath in. Slowly, slowly lowering all the way down to the mat. One solid piece. Reaching the arms long by your sides this time. Walk the legs closer to one another and farther behind you. As you inhale, lift and lengthen everything away from the mat for Shalabhasana. Just the hip points are anchoring down. See if you can find some buoyancy here. Don't let this get too heavy. One more breath in and release down to the mat, resting the left cheek down. It feels good to sway the hips a little, sway the hips. And then rest the opposite cheek down, little passive neck stretch here. Bringing the forehead back down to the mat, bring the palms under the shoulders, tuck those toes under, press up to plank. You decide, vinyasa or downward dog, whatever you are needing in this moment. Keep in mind, you can always skip the vinyasa if that's what you are needing, right? Listen to your own breath in your own body. Deep, deep inhale. Let everything go as you exhale. Inhaling that right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the nose. Three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the nose. Three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the nose. Step the foot between your thumbs. Rise on up to your high lunge. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, rebend the knee, twisting to the right. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale, bend the knee, twisting to the right. Inhale, back up through center. Last time, rebend the knee, twisting to the right. Reach a little bit longer through that back leg and the arms, warrior two. Spin the back heel down. Flip your front palm, peaceful warrior. Reach all the way up and back. Straighten your right leg, reaching forward for triangle, Trikonasana. That right hand finds the right shin or ankle. The left arm is reaching up toward the ceiling. Try to wrap the right hip under you just a little bit more. Get longer through that right side waist. Peaceful warrior, bend your right knee as you reach all the way up and back. Cartwheel the hands into that low lunge twist. Left hand touches down, right arm reaches up. And then you're going to turn those right toes out to face the right side of the mat. Spin to the blade of your left foot, just like you would for side plank. Finding the strength through that left side, finding a little bit, or maybe a lot of a hip opener in that right leg. Reaching the right arm overhead, square the toes back to the front of the mat. And then rise back up to your high lunge here. As you inhale, straighten that right leg. Exhale, rebend the knee. Draw the left knee up toward your chest. Really pull up through your standing leg. Bringing the right hand to that left shin. Keep pulling up through the standing leg and then start to twist to the left. Reaching that left arm behind you, maybe start to look over those left fingertips. Patience, especially if the balance is kind of wobbly today. And slowly come back through center, reach the arms up, draw that knee up. Float back to your high lunge, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Lower the hands down to the mat, step to plank pose. You decide, vinyasa or downward dog, whatever you need in this moment. Right, listening to your breath in your body. This is your time and your space. Deep, deep breath in. And let all the breath go. Inhale the right leg up, left leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to the nose, shoulders over the wrists. Three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the nose. Don't zone out here. Three-legged dog, fully present. Knee to the nose. Step that foot between your thumbs. Rise up to your high lunge. As you inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, rebend the knee, twisting to the left. Inhale, rise back up through center. Exhale, bend the knee, twisting to the left. Reach that right heel back. Inhale, up through center. Exhale, bend that left knee as you twist to the left. And warrior two, spin the right heel down as you cartwheel the arms open. Flip your left palm, peaceful warrior, reach all the way up and back. Straightening that left leg, reaching forward for triangle. Really shift the hips back. As the left hand touches down, try to touch the ceiling with the right fingertips. And then check with that left knee, just peek down, make sure that it's not starting to roll in. You want to feel that left hip externally rotate, wrapping that inner thigh forward. Knee stacks directly over the ankle and middle toe, even though the leg is straight, right? Peaceful warrior, bend that left knee, reaching all the way up and back. Cartwheel your hands into your low lunge twist. And then turn those left toes out to face the left side of the mat. Spin to the blade of your right foot, actively flex that right foot. Opening through the hip, strengthening through that right grounded side. Reach the left arm overhead, square the toes off, bring the hands down to the mat. Rise on up to your high lunge once again. Inhale, straighten that left leg. Exhale, rebend the knee. Draw the right knee up toward your chest, really pull up through the standing leg. Bringing the left hand to that right shin. Pulling up out of the waist, start to twist, rotating from the low abdomen here, reaching those right fingertips back. Maybe you start to look over your right thumb. Don't let the shoulders tip back, engage through those low abdominal muscles. And then reach both arms up, floating back to your high lunge, lowering the hands down to the mat, step to plank. Vinyasa or downward dog, yogi's choice. Right, so remembering to just be mindful when within your practice is patience hard? When is it easy? When is joy just naturally present? When does joy seem very fleeting, right? Noticing all of these moments, not judging, but really just observing for yourself. Deep, deep inhale. Open the mouth. Let all the breath go as you exhale. Lift up high onto the balls of your feet. Bend your knees, gaze forward, either walk or hop to the top of the mat, flat back when you've arrived, and release over the legs. Let everything go here. Hook those thumbs, sweep the fingertips forward and up, palms together, prayer to the heart center. Deep breath in, and let all the breath go. Sitting into chair pose, Utkatasana. Let the weight rock back into the heels. Keep rocking the weight back. Start to reach a little bit farther forward. Plant your palms. You're gonna shift the weight forward, open the knees, and then start to come into crow pose. So maybe you just lift one set of toes and then the other. Maybe you just rock the weight into the hands and play with that action. Maybe you start to shift forward and lift both heels off the mat, even if it's just for a second, yes. And then maybe you jump back to chaturanga. Maybe you simply step back to plank and move through your vinyasa. We're all meeting back in downward dog. How do you hold joy and patience, particularly when things fall apart? Inhaling that right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the nose, step the foot between the thumbs right away, rise up to your high lunge. Inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, rebend the knee, twisting to the right. Warrior two, spin that left heel down, cartwheel the arms open, flip your front palm, peaceful warrior. Keep reaching back as you straighten the right leg, reaching forward for triangle, Trikonasana. Notice that moment where you want to pitch the torso forward, right? Really keep that right side of your ribcage stacked over the right thigh. Spiral the left palm back, and then wrap that left arm behind you for the half bind. Try to fall back into that forearm a little bit more. Lift your right arm to frame your face. Peaceful warrior. Bend that right knee as you reach all the way up and back. Cartwheel the hands into your low lunge twist. Turn those right toes out. Spin to the outer edge of your left foot. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you take full side plank Vashisthasana. Maybe if you're in plank, you lift that right leg and then step the right foot next to the left thumb, coming back to that twist, yes? Reach the right arm overhead. Everybody just meet me in a low lunge with the right foot in front. Rise up to your high lunge. Whatever happened, happened. It's all okay. As you inhale, straighten the right leg. Exhale, rebend the knee. Draw that left knee up toward your chest, bringing the right hand to the left shin. Pull up through the standing leg. You can take the same variation we took the first round, or maybe you bring the right hand to the pinky edge of that left foot, pull up through the standing leg, straightening the front leg, and then you twist. Shoulders are not rocking back, right? Keep the shoulders directly over the hips. Wherever you are is enough. You extend the leg, rebend the knee, reach the arms up, draw that left knee up, float back to your high lunge. Lower the hands down to the mat, step to plank pose. You decide, vinyasa or downward dog, whatever you need in this moment. Deep, deep breath in. And let all the breath go. As you inhale, reach your left leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to the nose. Step the foot between your thumbs. Rise up to your high lunge. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, rebend the knee, twisting to the left. Warrior two, spin the right heel down, cartwheel those arms open. Flip your left palm, peaceful warrior, reach all the way up and back. Straightening your left leg, reaching forward for triangle. Keep wrapping that left hip underneath you, reaching the right fingertips up toward the ceiling. Wrap that right palm to face your back, and then wrap that right arm behind you. Fall back into the right forearm, really wrapping the left side of the rib cage up toward the ceiling, rolling that right shoulder open. Firmly anchor into the back foot, lift your left arm. Peaceful warrior, bend your left knee, reaching all the way up and back. Cartwheel the hands into your low lunge twist. Turning those right toes out, spin to the blade of your turn the left toes out, spin to the blade of your right foot, and then maybe you stay here. Maybe you come into full side plank, Vashisthasana, I guess. And then from here, maybe you lift that top leg and step it back up to the top of your mat, yes? Reaching the left arm overhead. Everybody meet me in that low lunge with all 10 of your left toes facing forward. Rise up to your high lunge. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Exhale, rebend the knee. Draw that right knee up toward your chest, bringing the left hand to the front of the shin. Pull up through your standing leg. And again, maybe you take the same variation we took the first round, keeping the knee bent. Maybe you reach to the pinky edge of the foot and start to extend that leg, really reaching through the right heel, pressing down into the left heel. Can you find patience and joy, whatever this pose is doing for you or not today? Rebend the knee if you straighten the leg, reach the arms up, draw the knee up. Float back to your high lunge. Lower the hands down to the mat, step to plank. You decide, vinyasa or downward dog. Everyone come back to the breath. Fully present in this moment. Feeling the grounding of your own two hands and your own 2 feet. Feeling the beauty of the breath in your body. Not taking any of this for granted. As you inhale, come forward to plank pose. Slowly lower all the way down to the mat in one solid piece. And then bring the left hand under your forehead. Bend your right knee and you're going to reach back for the top of the right foot with the right hand. Draw that right knee in so that both knees are drawing in toward your midline. And just pause here. Try to make sure both hip points are on the mat evenly and you're not rocking to one side or the other. Start to flex those right toes over the right fingers. Kick that right shin back. As you do so, lift the head, the shoulders, the chest, and then extend that left arm forward, half bow pose. Kick the right shin back, lift a little bit higher, and release down. Let that right foot go. Bringing the right hand under the forehead. Bend that left knee, reach back for the top of the left foot with the left hand. And again, walk both knees in toward your midline. Pause here, just breathe here. Maybe observing if the side is a little bit tighter or a little more open. And then flex those left toes over the left fingers. As you kick the left shin back, lift the head, the shoulders, the chest, reach that right arm forward. Kick the left shin back a little bit more, maybe lift up a little bit more, and release back down to the mat. Let that left foot go. Reach both arms by your sides. Reach the right cheek down. If it feels good to sway the hips for a moment, sway the hips. And then bring the forehead down to the mat. Bend both knees. See if you can catch the tops of both feet with both hands. If this is not gonna happen in your body today, and it might not, that's okay. You're gonna keep the legs long and just lift up to Shalabhasana. If you have caught both feet, walk those knees in, flex the feet over the fingers, and then kick the shins back. The action of the shins kicking back is what starts to lift the chest and the gaze. Keep drawing those knees in, yes? Kick the shins back one more time. If you're in Shalabhasana, lift the arms and legs a little higher and release down to the mat, resting the opposite cheek down. It feels good to sway the hips, sway the hips. And bring the forehead back down to the mat. Bring the palms under the shoulders. Child's pose, hips to the heels. Big toes touch, knees are as wide as it feels good to have them. And you can sway the hips a little bit side to side. Maybe you circle the forehead on the mat. Take one more breath here. Deep, deep inhale. And let everything go as you exhale. Slowly start to roll up to sit on the shins, letting the hips fall to one side. Bring the legs out in front of you. Sitting up nice and tall, flexing both feet. And then you're gonna bend that left knee, plant the foot, sitting up nice and tall. Just like we did when we were standing, bring the right hand to that left shin, reaching the left arm up, twisting to the left, and then tenting up the left fingertips right behind you, sitting up even taller as you start to twist to the left, maybe even looking over that left shoulder. Come back through center. Let the left knee fall open, bringing the sole of the foot to the inner thigh. Keep flexing the right foot, sit up nice and tall, reach the arms up. And then your little counter twist is wrapping the torso toward that right leg, hinging forward for Janu Shirshasana. Hands maybe find the foot or the ankle. Hands can come right alongside the leg. Wherever you are is enough. And then as you inhale, think of lengthening longer through the spine. And as you exhale, hinge a little bit more. Try not to round through the back. Really stay lengthened long through the spine. That right pinky toe is wrapping back toward the right shoulder. One more breath here. And slowly come on up to sit. You're gonna open that right leg out to the right side just a little bit more. And then either bringing the right forearm to the thigh or inside of the leg, reaching up and over as you flex that right foot. Try to maybe, huge maybe, catch the big toe with those left fingertips. Most important here is that you're not collapsing and rounding. You want to really lengthen through both sides of the waist, wrapping that right side up toward the ceiling. Keep anchored into the left sit bone. Don't start to rock up off that sit bone, right? One more breath here, maybe reach a little bit longer. And come back up. Draw the left knee and reach both legs long in front of you and just shake the legs out. And then bend that right knee, flex the left foot. Holding on with the left hand, reach that right arm up toward the ceiling. And then start to twist to the right, tenting up the right fingertips on the ground just behind your sacrum. Sit up even taller, keeping the shoulders right over the hips, and then start to twist, maybe looking over that right shoulder. Come back through center. Let that right knee fall open, sole the right foot presses into the inner left thigh, flexing that left foot. Reach the arms up, spiraling over that left leg. So think belly button toward kneecap and then hinge forward as long as you can get through the spine, letting the hands rest wherever they can, right? As you inhale, see if you can get even longer, reaching the heart toward your left big toe. And then as you exhale, you hinge forward just as much as you can. See if you can let the head go without completely collapsing through the shoulders or the upper back. One more breath here. Can you get a little bit longer through the spine? Maybe hinge just a little bit more. And then slowly come on up to sit, opening that left leg out to the left a little bit more. Keep all 5 toes in the left knee pointing straight up toward the ceiling. And then bringing the left forearm either onto the thigh or inside of the leg, sweeping that right arm up and overhead. Really rock into that right sit bone, giving yourself a little bit of opposition as you reach longer through the right arm. And then wrapping the left side of your rib cage and chest up toward the ceiling. Actively flexing through that left foot. Try not to collapse in the left side. Really lengthen out of both sides of the waist here. And come back up to sit. Draw that right knee in, lengthen both legs long in front of you, and just shake the legs out here. Bending the knees, scooting yourself toward the top edge of the mat, holding on to the backs of the thighs, and then just very slowly start to lower yourself all the way onto your back. When you've arrived, no rush. You'll hug the knees into your chest. It feels good to rock a little bit or circle the knees. You're welcome to find some movement. And take a deep breath in. As you exhale, round your forehead up toward your knees. Hug those knees in, making a tight, tight ball here. Stay as you breathe in. As you exhale, release the legs long in front of you. Reach the arms overhead. Stretching from the fingertips through the toes, maybe shimmy a little bit side to side. And then as you are ready, let the feet flop open as wide as the mat. Let the hands come by your sides, palms face up, allowing the eyes to close. Dropping into Shavasana, your final resting pose. Finding that sweet stillness with the mind and the body. Allowing the efforts of your practice to soak in. And remembering that no effort, no matter how small or how large, is ever wasted.
How do you hold joy and patience, particularly when things fall apart? Let your next breath be a little bit deeper. Bring some gentle movements into your fingers and toes. It feels right to nod the head side to side. You can nod the head. Bending the knees one at a time, sliding the feet onto the mat. Reaching the arms long overhead. Gently rolling to the right side into fetal position. Pressing into your top hand, coming back to a comfortable cross-legged seat. Allowing yourself to find stillness with the eyes closed once again when you've arrived. Joining the palms in prayer at the heart center. Lightly lift the heart up toward the thumbs. Sealing practice with one Om together. The best within me bows to the best within you. Namaste. Thank you all for joining me.